Mia is the brains, Mel handles the business, but they're about to take on the Queen of Beauty.
I'm gonna take their company.
Y'all don't get Claire Luna down here. I'm gonna shoot. Oh, I'm so glad I be planking.
Hi, my name is Siti Kamaliah, and for our video appraisal task, my partner and I have selected an amazing movie like a boss for us to analyze today.
Hi, hello everyone, I'm Iffah Atirah, and today me and Kama will be discussing on the positive and negative workplace incident portrayed in this movie, Like a Boss. Before we begin, as you can see by the trailer just now, it's about two best friends named Mia and Mel, who owns a cosmetic company called Mia and Mel. The conflict arises when the business is not doing so well as they are in tremendous debt. However, to their luck, there is a potential investor that were keen towards investing Mia and Mel and even offered to pay off their debts. The plot thickens when Mia was skeptical with the new investor Claire Luna, and this has created a spin to their beauty business and has put Mia and Mel's lifelong friendship to the ultimate test. In general, the movie is centered with these three characters, which is Mia, Mel, and Claire Luna.
Hey.
Hey, how was your night, Sid?
Yeah, how was that muffaletta?
Oh, well, I ended up eating the whole thing, and then I realized that I didn't take the paper out between the cheese slices.
Ah, there they are. Hey, ladies.
The geniuses are back.
The first excerpt shows how Mia and Mel happily greeted their employees Barrett and Sid the first thing in the morning when they got to their shop. And in another scene, the employees also gave Mia and Mel, who are their bosses, a very warm greeting when they saw them coming to the shop. So based on these scenes, we can see how the business practices good work ethics and proper communication among each other as they consistently give and receive warm greetings daily. The four of them, Mia, Mel, Barrett, and Sid, all have successfully portrayed excellent interpersonal communication and workplace interaction. We can see that what they did was actually initiating a conversation and engaging in small talk. For example, when Mia asked Sid about her dinner last night, and when Sid complimented her bosses about how the geniuses are back. The way everyone was talking to each other politely and friendly actually will help to build trust among each other, and it would also make important discussions easier and more productive as they feel comfortable around themselves. All of this will benefit their business in the long run. Therefore, it's actually very important for co-workers, employees as well as employers to initiate small talks and greet each other a lot to create a conducive and stress-free workplace environment.
Okay, so how are we going to rebrand for Claire? What is our story?
I'm a divorced pet lover. Use mine.
Sydney, love you, love your story. But I think we should just stick with our own story. You know, keep it real.
We can't go back to Claire and tell her what we've come up with is for just keeping it real. We need to try something new. Let's zhuzh it up a little bit.
Did you just say zhuzh?
We gotta zhuzh it up. Zhuzh.
Don't be so judgmental.
Let's focus up.
As you can see from the previous scene, Mel was conducting a meeting with everybody to discuss on new ideas to rebrand themselves for Claire Luna. Somehow along the discussion, Mel disagreed with Mia's idea and said they should zhuzh it up. Zhuzh here means taking the company up a notch and expand towards the current market needs. However, Sydney and Barrett find it funny and make a joke out of it. On a meeting setting, one needs to be serious and professional as it is a place where issues are being discussed and ideas are being generated. It is important for all employees and employers to keep a level of professionalism and careful how they approach a situation. Thus, from this scene, we can see that there was a breakdown of communication between Mel, Barrett, and Sydney. This shows the level of unprofessionalism practiced by the employee because instead of giving their opinions and ideas, they make fun of Mel instead. This could also raise a tension between Mel and her employees, and not to mention, they'll be wasting time joking around rather than generating ideas. Misunderstanding could also occur between them. Mia could feel offended as she was sincere during the whole meeting too. The workplace too can be hostile due to the possible tension grow between them. Hence, Barrett and Sid should have read the room first and shouldn't make fun of the word, instead giving their full cooperation and debate on the idea instead. An official meeting is when full cooperation is given by all participants. Making small jokes to keep a meeting light is applicable to a certain extent, depending on how the others take it and the mood of the meeting itself.
Very loud. I'm sorry.
Ow! Oh.
That's weird.
See, what had happened was it was flying and it hit.
Was that hot? Are we selling animal cookies? I need you to be fierce yourself so that you can inspire the ugly people to buy themselves into gorgeousness. Listen to the word. Fierced. Fierced.
Fierced.
Fierced. Now whisper it. Feel it inside you.
Fierced. Fierced.
Daring. Unexpected. Exhilarating. That's fierce.
Next is when Claire Luna threw a big stapler at a drone that flew out from Mel's handbag and totally smashed it in front of Mia and Mel. And mind you, that was their first encounter with each other, and Claire Luna has already set a heavy impression of herself. Later in the movie, Claire Luna also broke a vase using a golf stick after rejecting Mia and Mel's business proposal. She was telling about how the two best friends needed to be fierce with their ideas. And it's no shocker, Mia and Mel were taken aback and appalled. This reveals Claire Luna's unprofessionalism and ruthlessness when dealing with her business partners. This can be considered as exerting violence to persuade Mia and Mel into succumbing to her ideas. It's also a form of power abuse when she acted aggressive and superior towards Mia and Mel to make them comply with her by force. This critical incident is an example of breakdown of communication. Based on communication theories, when deciding on an endpoint or a decision with another party, one should attempt on negotiating towards a common ground that could satisfy both parties. Contrary to what was happening, Claire Luna does not give Mia and Mel a say on her decision, and it was already finalized. This was clearly unfair and does not reflect good and ethical business conduct. What this situation could lead to is definitely a barrier between both parties to trust each other and could also cause friction between them. Nobody likes to be forced, let alone using violence and brutality towards them. Mia and Mel's respect towards Claire Luna may also fade, as what she did made her seem less dignified and poised. Hence, when trying to achieve an agreement, we should always remain calm and try to use proper workplace interactions such as courteously agreeing and disagreeing, making suggestions and requests, and also accepting and declining suggestions.
Yes. That's the kind of creative juice I'm looking for out of you. Great juices. You follow them. Follow your juices, Mel.
Yeah, Mel, follow your juices.
Okay, just be respectful.
You be respectful.
Look, I'm not arguing.
I'm not arguing with you either.
Do you two need to fight in private, or shall I count to 10?
Count to 10 because I got more shit to say. Look,
She's trying to help us evolve.
Trying to help us evolve. What are we, Pokemon?
No. Hey, relax.
I'm just saying. I don't like that.
So from here, we can see that Mel sold her idea to Claire and she loves it. Claire encourages Mel to follow her ideas more, where she meant here by juices. However, Mia disagreed and disliked with the whole idea of new investor to begin with, and Claire's take on Mia and Mel. Mia then pursued in patronizing over Claire when she supported Mel's idea. Mel and Mia then started to argue over the matter as they disagreed on how Mia reacted towards Claire. It made Mel feel that Mia was being disrespectful and unprofessional in front of their new investor. Professionalism is a specific style of behavior that is demonstrated by our behavior in a workplace. This is crucial as it protects one's image and impression, especially during the first meeting, as the first impression is always crucial. This is where people would judge you and characterize you as a person. In addition, Mel felt that Mia was presenting unethical behavior by disregarding the presence of the investor and argued with her, to the point that Claire actually gave a chance to Mia to recollect herself, but still Mia pursued in arguing. This shows how inefficient and unprofessional the management is in a company, as they could disperse into an argument in a formal setting. Not to mention, Mia's comment also reflects lack of respect for her superior, which in this case Claire Luna, the investor. This causes Mel to feel embarrassed upon the comment that Mia has said. Not to mention, Mel showed signs of uncomfortableness when she was trying to deal properly with Mia by asking her to relax in front of Claire. I believe Mel should have supported Mia's opinion or explained herself properly by giving her take to discuss further. Mel too should have taken Mia somewhere private when Claire gave them a chance instead of letting Mia dominate the argument and pursue in continuing them. An investor is like a bird. They could easily feel uncomfortable and distrust on a company and lead them to withdraw their investment from the company, which in this case, Mia and Mel are considered lucky.
I'm going to gift you one last chance. I host an event every month for insiders. It's called Beauty and Bubbles. You ladies are going to do a live tutorial there. And if it's well received, then you're back on track and I will present you at my launch party. If you mess it up, then you're out.
Thank you so much.
Hello, you fabulous women. Welcome to my ongoing series, Beauty and Bubbles. Tonight, we are going to pit two emerging cosmetic duos against each other, and you get to decide which one will join my Oviedo empire. From Mia and Mel, please welcome Mia and Mel. And from Get Some Cosmetics, please welcome Greg and Ron.
For this part, Claire Luna has agreed to give Mia and Mel a second chance to prove their business's worth and show her that their brand deserves to be a part of her legacy. She invited Mia and Mel to an event called Beauty and Bubbles, where she claimed that they have to do a live tutorial there, and if it's well received, Claire will present them at her launch party. And that's pretty much it. Until on the night of the event, Mia and Mel were flabbergasted when they were put to compete with another brand. They were not told about this and were totally confused. What had truly happened here is that Claire Luna had some tricks up her sleeve and tried to manipulate and deceive Mel and Mia into her own propaganda. She should have told both of them full detail of the event instead of leaving them shocked and unprepared for the so-called duel or competition against the other business. Based on the scene, there was a breakdown in communication as Claire Luna depicted bad considerations for professional interactions, as she was breaking her ethics and accountability and showed zero reliability. Using lies and manipulating words is the perfect example of bad oral communication. Claire Luna may have done this in order to rip Mia and Mel's product off from them and use it for the other business company, and she knew that they would lose that night, and that's the perfect excuse for her to execute a plan. However, what Claire Luna had done to Mel and Mia was betrayal, and they would never want to cooperate with her again. This could also result in bigger conflicts later on. Therefore, one must always disclose all crucial and important information to the other party that they are making offers with. Concealing certain facts and details are considered manipulating the situation and deceiving the other party to agree something that they are not aware of, which is extremely unprofessional and petty.
So gorgeous. Thank you. Thanks so much for everything.
All right, baby.
You look gorgeous.
Have fun tonight. Be safe. Well, we want you to look good, and you do. You look real good, pregnant girl.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. Your skin looks amazing. What do you do to keep it up?
I drink a lot of water.
That is the key. Yes. At Mia and Mel, we're not about painting it on. We don't like that. We like to see it shine through. Look at you.
As you can see from this series of compiled scenes, Mel and Mia practice a good communication skill with their customers. Whenever they are with a client, they will always encourage and hype them to make them feel good. It has shown a good example to their staffs too, as they are too practicing it in the company. By complimenting on customers, they will feel appreciated, and this would help in creating value to the company. This also shows high integrated communication skill and work ethics in business generally. In the makeup industry, appearances are the most crucial thing as customers come to make sure that they look good. In Mia and Mel, they value the idea of natural beauty rather than painting towards the face, as Mia once said. Hence, what a better way to enhance natural beauty than confidence itself. This is explained to various actions made by Mia in making sure that all their customers feel good about themselves. It will also help in making a positive and cheerful working environment for the staff as well as for the customers too. With the communication practice by Mia and Mel, it would enhance the relationship between customers and business, and as it builds a solid trust. When customers feel good and comfortable upon the service given and the experience overall, it would be beneficial to the business too. Customers would share experiences with others and indirectly increase the company's sales. Hence, every company should example Mia and Mel, especially in the fashion industry, as customer thoughts and feelings. With this, employee too should impose a positive working environment where everyone could enjoy and be themselves. So, who wouldn't feel special when they were told gorgeous, right? So with that said, a reminder from me, like Mia once said, girl, you look real good. Thank you.
Therefore, all in all, there's a few major takeaways from this movie that we can conclude from. In terms of good and bad workplace interaction and communication, the video excerpts emphasizes on the importance of effective communication and the significance it holds when working towards a common goal together. Workplace interaction shall always remain professional, and there are boundaries that we shouldn't cross against other co-workers. We must avoid resorting towards aggressiveness and violence, and try to resolve things using good verbal and non-verbal communications, as well as maintaining a decent interpersonal communication style with others. This will help to build effective communications and deter any breakdowns in communication. That is all from us. Thank you. Every time I pray for